Our oldest grandson, Calson, loves to find and give and collect agates. And he'd recently found a new treasure spot in our yard that's actually an old treasure spot because his daddy also loves agates. And while he was growing up, we found and collected quite a bit. And so what Calson found was the spot where his daddy actually kept his agates. Of course, it's covered over with decades of leaves turned to dirt, but it's quite the spot for treasure there. So as we've been focusing on new ground in submission and faith, there's a new treasure spot for us. There's new ground in submission and faith possible regarding the subject of anxiety. The Bible has a lot to say about anxiety because it's a constant issue for most of us, and it speaks to anxiety all over the place. We've already talked about our theme verse being Philippians 4:4-9, and that's, basically a pray-through plan. There's a lifestyle because we're going to have to keep coming back and doing that, being anxious for nothing, but, just as that teaches, so that we can pray through to the peace of God. Lord willing, this Sunday's message on daily bread, as we come to that part in Matthew 6, the Jesus-directed prayer, that would relate to anxiety too, and come back to where I'm going today, Lord willing. Today, I'd like to emphasize or come at anxiety from Matthew chapter 6, and a passage to jot down, look up, review, unpack is Matthew 6:25-31, where we're told 3 times not to be anxious, and why not to worry, and why we shouldn't be anxious. We can't add any time to our life by being anxious, but 3 times we're told not to worry. And depending on which translation you hold, verse 25 of that section will start with therefore or for this reason, meaning the reason why we shouldn't worry is the foundation for that is in the previous section. So, they always say, what is therefore, therefore? So if you go to the previous section, Matthew 6:19-24, which we looked at a couple Fridays ago on April 17th, it's about where our treasure is and where our treasure can and should more and more be. And this relates very much to anxiety. This offers us new ground by getting free of anxiety, by learning to put our treasure more and more in the right place. Another way to put it is, whatever I'm afraid of losing and what can be lost here is going to give anxiety power in my life and yours. So again, the passage would be Matthew 6:25-34 in light of, and also Matthew 6:19-24, getting our treasure in the right spot more and more, learning to let go, give up, hold loosely, and really have our lives be more and more about the kingdom is going to give us new ground with anxiety. God bless and keep you. I sure want that new ground.